Today, we are at Walt Disney World to do one of my favorite activities of all time. That activity is shopping. However, this is not a normal shopping spree because we are looking for the weirdest things that you can buy at Walt Disney World. This list is truly so weird, and many people do not know that many of these items can be purchased at Walt Disney World. From things like weaponry to mailable coconut postcards, I guarantee you that this list is going to shock and surprise you. So if going on the weirdest shopping spree of all time sounds like fun to you, then you're in luck because we're going to do that together today. Let's get this magic started. Aloha magical humans, I'm Kenzie and we are kicking off our weird shopping spree at Disney's Polynesian Resort, where you can ask yourself the question, why send a traditional postcard back home to your friends and family when you can send them a coconut postcard? Yes, you did just hear me correctly. You can find coconut postcards at this resort, and the front are beautifully hand painted and look like traditional postcards, and then the back kind of has like a white section where you can even write a small message if you would like to, or you can even have a character sign it if you want to, and then you can mail it back to your friends and family back home. Postage is included with the purchase price, which is super nice, and Disney's Polynesian Resort will even mail it for you if you would like to, as long as it's domestic shipping. They won't unfortunately ship them internationally. However, if you want to get one, bring it back home, of course you can do that, or you can find a way to mail it yourself while you're here as well, if that is something that you would like to do. This coconut surprise definitely does come with a word of warning. These coconuts are made by a third-party vendor, and unfortunately that means they are more often out of stock than they are in stock, and so it's very possible that they won't be here when you are on your trip, but it's definitely worth looking for them because it is such a creative and fun thing. I mean, just picture your friends and family back home opening their mailbox and seeing a coconut. I just think that's absolutely hilarious, and it's such a creative thing to do and to send to someone to make their day even more magical and memorable. So I definitely recommend looking for them while you are here. One place you can find them is obviously Disney's Polynesian Resort, where we are right now, and if they do have them, they will be in the boutique shop. They're usually in baskets that are lower to the ground, so they're really easy to miss. So make sure you are looking all over the gift shop if you are looking for them, or of course you can ask a cast member if they currently have them in stock and they can answer that for you as well. Another place where you can sometimes find these coconut postcards is the gift shop at Pirates of the Caribbean inside of Magic Kingdom. So that's another place to check for them. Again, they're in the baskets close to the ground, so don't miss them. And then the third place that you will find them is at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. So those are the three places to check if you are looking for them. If you are lucky enough to find one in stock, it's definitely worth sending home to. It definitely will make a memorable impression. The Italy Pavilion is home to something that is so horrifying that it cannot be put on display for the general public to see. You have to ask to see this item if you want to see it, and most people don't even know that it exists. If you have been to Epcot before and you have walked through the gift shop in the Italy Pavilion, you've probably seen the beautiful, handmade, authentic carnival masks on display. What most people don't realize is there are horror-inspired masks that they keep hidden from everybody that walks through the shop. If you do want to see those, you can ask specifically to see the collection, and a cast member will bring them out to you. They're just a little too graphic for people just to walk by, like an everyday guest and kids and things like that. But they could be fit for the right occasion, like, I don't know, Halloween Horror Nights or something. I'm not really sure where you would wear it, but I'm sure there are places where you could sport the mask. The reason why the horror masks made the list is because it's really surprising to me that you can buy something so scary at the most magical place on earth that is meant for children. However, the fact that they keep them kind of hidden unless you ask for them or know to ask for them, I think is definitely a-okay, and I just find that really fascinating and interesting. Obviously there's a market for it, otherwise they wouldn't be offered, and I just think that that is really cool, and it is such a unique and fun and beautiful piece that you could come home with. There is also an option to paint your own mask currently in the pavilion. All you do is grab a bag and there is paint for you and paint brushes, and then you can also pick the mask that you want to paint yourself. So it is a really fun activity, and it's also a really fun keepsake that you can bring home with you, and and it really just depends on what mask you choose, but typically they range from $30 to $50, and it is another unique souvenir that you can take home. Well, we are at Magic Kingdom to talk about the next few items that are on the list. We are sitting in the hub area because it's a classic, and the items that are on the list here are also classics. The best news of all is if you have ever dreamed of owning your own castle and being true royalty, you are in luck because you can buy several different castles here in Magic Kingdom, and we are going to talk about the 3 hottest castles on the market. They are made by Erebus Brothers, and they are absolutely beautiful and stunning. The number 1 castle we are going to talk about is only $285,000, so very reasonable, of course. You may be asking yourself why this castle is so expensive, and it is because it is handcrafted with over 678,402 crystals. And all of those crystals are hand placed, which is truly amazing when you really think about it. Over 3,835 hours of work brings each castle to life. And I'm pretty sure they're limited edition also, so they're not manufactured in mass by any way. They are a true collector's item. The good news is that if the $285,000 castle is not in your budget, there is another one that is more moderately priced, and it is only $100,000. This version of Cinderella Castle looks really different from the other one. It is primarily white with some gold accents. I'm pretty sure it's hand-blown glass, and it might have some white crystals on it, but I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that it is absolutely beautiful, and the plaque in front of it does say that it was designed and blown by Miguel Erebus himself, and this one is a little bit newer on the market, so you could be one of the first to own it. If $100,000 is still too expensive for your dream castle, you are in luck because there is a value option, and that value option is only $49,500. Now, this castle is much smaller than the other 2 castles, of course, since it is the value option. It's kind of like the starter castle price for first-time castle buyers, if you will. It is really beautiful. It is definitely decked out in all of the beautiful crystals as well, but it is smaller, and the crystals seem a little bit different than the crystals that were on the first one. The first one definitely feel like they're a lot more shiny than this other one. However, it's still a great starter option if you are on the market for a castle. To be fair, the Erebus Brothers have released several items that are more affordable to the general public that are absolutely beautiful and are truly keepsakes as well. They currently have a personalized build your own tiara experience, which is a lot of fun, and you can find that inside of Magic Kingdom in the Crystal Art Shop. They also have a special line of ornaments for the holidays, and they have been known to release other sorts of glassware and jewelry as well. So you can definitely still get beautiful pieces from them that aren't quite so expensive. The gift shop in the Japan Pavilion is very popular, and for good reason. It's always busy, it's always poppin' because there are so many fun things in that store. There are a lot of cultural things that are obviously traditional to Japanese culture, things like beautiful kimonos, for example. And then there are also other fun items that you can find, such as Hello Kitty items or even Pokemon items and things like that. So there's also a lot of just really fun things to look at in that store as well. And of course, those are popular things in Japan, so that's kind of cool too. But there are a couple of things in the store specifically that did make my surprising list, just because they're things that you would not think that you would be able to find in a gift shop at Walt Disney World. The first of those items is fine jewelry. There are beautiful pearl pieces that you can find in the Japan Pavilion, and these jewelry pieces are not cheap. They are usually all like a couple $1,000s on average, and I've even seen some pieces go for $8,000 to $10,000. And of course, the pieces they have in stock and that are on display do rotate, so it will vary depending on when you're here, which I guess means people are buying them, so that's pretty cool too. And they are absolutely beautiful pieces. However, it's just so surprising that you can buy such fine, expensive jewelry in sort of like a random pavilion store in Epcot. So that's why those items made my surprising list. If fine jewelry is not in your budget, then do not worry, because you can actually still get a beautiful pearl or even pearls in this pavilion. And you also get a unique experience to go along with it, which makes it even cooler if you ask me. The experience is called Pick a Pearl, and it's not really heavily advertised, so a lot of people don't even know that it's here. And so that's another reason why I wanted to highlight it with you today. You get in line for a ticket first, and you purchase an oyster ticket. If you want one oyster, it is $29. And if you want two, it is $49. Once your number is called, you get to pick your own oyster out of the oyster tank. So feel free to kind of take a look at the different tanks while you're waiting for your turn if there is a little bit of a wait, so you can kind of get a feel for which one you want to pick. They're all guaranteed to have a pearl in them, but you have to pick the one that you think is lucky, because they do vary in size and sometimes even in color. I have heard that you are more likely to get a rare pearl if you pick the weirdest looking oyster in the bunch, so the ones that are maybe a little bit uglier than some of the other ones, if you will. As far as what rare things you might get, you might find a pearl in a different color. You might find twin pearls, so that means there could potentially be two pearls in one oyster, which is also really cool, or just an overall bigger and prettier pearl in general. After you tell the cast member which pearl you want, they do a cute little ceremony and they get really excited, and it makes everyone else feel excited. So it's an overall really memorable and cute experience. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It is a really reasonable price for what you get, and it is a keepsake that you can keep forever. After your ceremony, if you do want to have your jewelry set into a ring or a necklace, you can do so right next to the Pick a Pearl experience, and they have several different options for you, so feel free to go over there and explore what those look like and the different prices and things like that. And you can have that keepsake ready to go home with you, or you can just obviously bring it home as is and keep it as is, or bring it home to your own jeweler and have them make a custom piece of jewelry for you as well. By far the craziest items that you can buy in this gift shop are weaponry. Yes, you did just hear me right. I did just say weaponry. There are swords and other things like sharp letter openers and things like that in a display case in the store that you can purchase in Epcot. However, Disney is not going to let you walk around with sharp objects, obviously, and so you do have to get them shipped to your home. You can't walk around in the park with them or anything crazy like that. And I did talk to a cast member in the store, and they did mention they are display swords, so they're not ready for battle per se. I don't really know a lot about collectible swords. If you do, you can let me know in the comments below, but they're definitely not like the traditional type of swords you see people fight with like in the movies or whatever, although those probably aren't sharp either. So that's just good to know. I think they're mostly like wooden or made from aluminum or something like that. So they're still somewhat pointy, they mentioned, but they're not like as sharp as you would think, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, it is definitely a unique and surprising thing that you can buy, and it's kind of fun to look at the display here at Epcot as well if you do want to check them out. I mean, forget coming home with mini ears when you can come home with a sword, am I right? The most surprising thing though about all of this is this isn't the only place in Walt Disney World where you can buy weaponry. In fact, it's not even the only place in Epcot where you can buy it. There are 3 different places that I'm aware of that you can buy them in Epcot. Crazy, I know. If you are looking for a shield to go with your weaponry, you are in luck, because you can find that in the UK pavilion at the Crown and Crest. There is a counter inside of the gift shop that is a historic research center, and you can flip through a book and look for your own family crest, which is really cool. And the best part is you can get it customized on your own shield or your own plaque, and I just feel like that is the most personalized gift you could ever get in Epcot, and it's a pretty good one if you ask me. In the same gift shop, you can buy a variety of different weaponry, including swords and letter openers and all sorts of fancy and fun things. Just like all of the other weaponry we have seen today, if you want something with a blade, you will have to get it shipped to your house, and that's of course for safety. And there are a variety of different things to choose from in this gift shop depending on what you're looking for, at a variety of different price points as well. And just like all of the other things we've seen, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are more just for aesthetics and not for actual use. Obviously, not that anyone would really need to buy a sword in this day and age. However, just something to know. And of course, if you have any questions about how this process works or about any of the items themselves, feel free to ask a cast member and they can help you out. When I think of souvenirs at Walt Disney World, weaponry is definitely not on my list of items that I would expect to find here, but it's crazy how many stores in Epcot alone where you can find it. Of course, you have to get it shipped to your house, but still, it's a little crazy if you ask me. However, I do love that there are unique items like this that you can buy and you can say that you bought it here at Walt Disney World. And I feel like that's a pretty cool fact alone. The third and final pavilion that I'm aware of where you can buy weaponry is in the China Pavilion. There are swords and other kind of interesting looking weapons for sale in this pavilion as well. Just like all of the other pavilions, you cannot, take it with you and carry it around the park if you do purchase it. You will have to ship it home because obviously you're not going to be able to put this stuff in your suitcase and TSA and all of that. That would just be a complete nightmare. They'll take it. So that's how you get it home from here. And they are absolutely beautiful. And I feel like they're unique in each country and definitely can kind of like tell the difference between the different cultures and the different weapons that they have for sale. But the ones here in China are absolutely beautiful. And it is an option if you are on the market for some weapons on your Disney vacation, which just sounds like a really weird thing to say in a sentence, which is how all of these items got put on the list. And also, they're not like battle ready kind of weapons here either, I'm pretty sure. But I'm also not a weaponry expert, so don't quote me on that. If you have some cash to let go, you are in luck in the Germany Pavilion at Epcot. There is a beautiful crystal shop with many beautiful pieces of art. You can find Elsa covered in crystals for $14,900, along with a crystal-covered Dumbo for $16,900. But if those two aren't in your budget, don't worry, because you can find a crystal-covered Sorcerer Mickey for only $9,900. To be fair, they are beautiful pieces of art, and some of them are limited edition. For example, the Sorcerer Mickey are limited to 100, so they are a little bit of a collector's item as well. However, none of that is the most surprising item. The most surprising item is a crystal-covered Spaceship Earth for $79,000. It is made from Rebus Brothers, just like the beautiful crystal-covered castles are in Magic Kingdom. So the good news is if a castle isn't your speed and Epcot is more your jam, then you have an option here as well. Each piece is encrusted with over 122,800 hand-set Austrian crystal stones in the pointage technique. This beautiful piece of art took over 459 hours to complete. This is a limited edition piece. Only 150 of them exist, and 2 have already sold. The one that is currently on display is number 3. And if you are curious how many have sold, you can check the display case and it will tell you how many have sold already. And I always find that to be so fascinating and so interesting. And so if you're on the market for a really expensive Disney art piece that is absolutely beautiful, then maybe check the Crystal Shop in Germany. If you have ever wanted to capture a troll, then you are in luck because you can find many trolls in the Norway Pavilion gift shop. You may be asking yourself why there are so many trolls in the Norway Pavilion at Epcot, and the answer to that is a little bit complicated. However, it all originates back to the sponsor of the Norway Pavilion, and they really wanted some whimsy and some fun, and they really wanted to highlight some of the mythical sides of the Norwegian culture. The original attraction in the Norway Pavilion was called Maelstrom, And it was a dark boat ride that would take you through Norway's past. Riders encountered many animatronic trolls who, angered by intruders, cast a spell, sending a boat backwards over a waterfall, creating the ride's signature thrill. For those that don't know, Maelstrom closed a while ago and Frozen Ever After took its place, and now that is the popular attraction that is located inside of the Norway Pavilion. However, the troll lore has remained, especially in the gift shop. You can even find a 10-foot tall statue of a troll that you can take a picture with. Unfortunately, that's not for sale. However, many smaller troll figurines are for sale, and some of them are just like $30 to $40, and some of them are a couple $100, just depending on how trolly you want to get. So you have many options for your troll experience. I have to say that when I was in high school, I became really good friends with a student who moved from Norway, and she told me that all of this troll stuff is not really popular in Norway. I know she doesn't speak for all of Norway, but I did find that to be really interesting. So if you are from Norway, can you tell me, is the troll lore actually that strong from where you are from in Norway, or is it something that is definitely heightened just for the overall lore of it all? I'm not sure what the answer is, but would love to hear your thoughts. If you are on the market for something to protect you from the trolls of the world, then you are in luck, because several countries inside of World Showcase are selling things that will help you protect yourself from all of the trolls in the world. Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios might be home to the droid you are looking for. Most people know that you can build your own customized droid at Droid Depot for starting at $129.99. However, a lot of people do not realize that you can also buy a full-size replica of R2-D2 for casual $25,000. Honestly, I just think it is so epic that you can purchase that in Galaxy's Edge if you want to. And if it's not in your budget, you can at least appreciate him. From time to time, he'll even move around and drive around whatever location he's in, so you can see him on full display and what you could actually have in your own home if it is in your budget, which is also super cool. And he does tend to move around locations, so if you have a hard time finding him, feel free to ask a cast member and they can let you know where he is. But most of the time, I have seen him in Droid Depot, and then he was also over at Star Wars Launch Bay for a bit, but now that that is permanently closed, who knows where he will end up. If you are a fan of the First Order, then you are in luck, because you can buy a full suit of Stormtrooper armor for only $6,615 inside of Galaxy's Edge. This is an adult-sized Stormtrooper armor set, and the set includes 18 pieces that fully enclose the body. You can also buy several different types of Stormtrooper helmets for approximately $400 each. Of course, depending on the type, there are some kids ones, for example, that are cheaper as well. The craziest part about these items isn't the items themselves. Star Wars fans have been known to pay a lot of money for high quality things like costumes and cosplays and things like that. So it makes total sense that Disney would want to get in on that inside of the land that is themed to Star Wars. Of course, that makes sense. The reason why it's so surprising is because you can't even wear some of the things that I mentioned. You obviously cannot wear a full suit of Stormtrooper armor at Disney World or in Galaxy's Edge for that matter, and you can't wear the helmet either. The reason for that is obviously for safety reasons. It's the same reason why I can't go to Magic Kingdom and dress up as Belle in a, full dress costume and the whole situation. So they just want to make sure for safety that the characters in Galaxy's Edge are actual characters that are working for Disney. I will say they are a little bit more lax, I feel like, in Galaxy's Edge compared to some other areas. For example, some of the longer robes that are for for sale. Disney said originally when Galaxy's Edge opened that they would not allow adults to walk around wearing them. And usually the reason for long things like that are mostly for the safety of attractions and things like that. However, I will tell you that I have seen several adults tonight alone wearing the robes that they sell in the gift shops. So I think some of the rules may be a little bit more lax than others. However, I would never risk anything and would respect the rules and make sure you double check them before you come here. Of course, you can always cosplay. And for those that don't know what cosplaying is, it basically means wearing some kind of outfit that looks like everyday clothes that no one would mistake you for a character, but also resembles it enough. Maybe it has the same like color patterns, for example, or something along those lines to still be like the character, but not be mistaken by the character, if that makes sense. And of course, if you are under the age of 13, you can wear full costumes, but make sure you always double check Disney's rules. They have them on their website for you, so read through them and make sure whatever you plan on wearing or whatever your kids plan on wearing fit the requirements, because there are some intricacies to know about and I don't want to quote them all here because I don't want to miss anything. So double check Disney World's website if you do plan on dressing up or your kids plan on dressing up for any of your Walt Disney World days. Well, friends, that is a wrap on our craziest things to buy in Walt Disney World video. However, this could be just a part one. I have so many more things that I wanted to include in today's video that I did not, because I wanted to test the waters and see if you even enjoy this concept. So if you would like to see a part two, let me know in the comments below, and let me know by liking this video as well. I'm also super curious if anyone has purchased any of these items before. If so, let me know that in the comments below as well, and also let me know if anything is on your wish list. If you enjoyed today's video, it would mean so much to me if you would consider subscribing to my channel, if you'd hit that like button, and if you'd hit that bell notification so you're notified next time I post a magical video. I post exclusively about Disney parks, and I would love to see you here again. Also, a huge heartfelt thank you to all of my patrons, because without them, this channel would not exist. If you would like to consider joining us, the link to join will be in the description below. I post a lot of behind the scenes content over there, and we like to have a lot of fun together. Until next time, I'm Kenzie. See you real soon.